Thanks for joining me today. My name is Heather Doyle, and we're going to be talking about the benefits of reading aloud to your children. And as a parent, it's something that's very important to me. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics in 2014, they found that more than 1 in 3 American children start kindergarten without the necessary skills they need to learn to read. And did you know that reading proficiency by 3rd grade is the most significant predictor of high school graduation and career success? Yet, the American Academy of Pediatrics found that 2/3 of American children can't read proficiently by the end of 3rd grade. And this is why reading at home is so important. Children who are read aloud to for just 20 minutes per day are able to experience benefits through infancy, through adolescence, and even into adulthood. Reading aloud to your infant and toddler, you're able to teach them about communication and introduce them to the world around them. Reading introduces concepts such as letters, numbers, colors, shapes, and even emotions in a fun and interactive way for your infant and your toddler. And reading aloud also helps build listening skills, memory skills, and vocabulary skills. And when we think back to this statistic of more than 1 in 3 American children not possessing these skills when they enter kindergarten, it really shows how beneficial just 20 minutes a day of reading can be. And while reading aloud daily with your child produces reading comprehension, it also comes with a stronger sense of self-discipline, a longer attention span, and better memory retention, all of which will serve your child well when he or she enters school. And studies have shown that the more words that are in a child's language world, the more words that they will learn in their lifetime. And the stronger their language skills are when they reach kindergarten, the more likely they are to be able to read. And the better they read, the more likely they are to graduate high school. Scholastic did a study that showed just how important reading is for students. These numbers are quite shocking. A student who reads for 20 minutes a day is able to be exposed to 1.8 million words per year, and they typically score in the 90th percentile on standardized tests. Versus students who just read for 5 minutes per day are only exposed to 282,000 words per year, and they typically score in the 50th percentile on standardized tests. And when we reduce that number down to just 1 minute per day, these students are only exposed to 8,000 words per year, and they typically score in the 10th percentile on standardized tests. But as a parent, reading isn't just about test scores and grades. Reading aloud to my child is also about the time that we can spend together. Now, most adults can probably remember a high school literature assignment that made them dread reading. But just as the wrong book can turn adolescents away from reading, the right book can spark new interest. And typically, when a child can read independently, this is when parents stop reading aloud to them. But by continuing to read aloud to your teen, you're able to introduce them to new forms of literature that they might not have explored otherwise, such as poetry, biographies, and short story collections. Reading aloud with your child regularly sets up a constant in their life that they can count on and look forward to. Doesn't matter if they're an infant, a toddler, or a teen. This is something that helps nurture them into independent adults. And this time together creates a special bond between you and your child. This bond doesn't have to stop with parents and children. It can even be passed between siblings. I myself have 3 kids. And as my older child has been able to read independently, he even likes to set time aside to read to his younger siblings, and they can bond over creative and imaginative stories. I'm adult, and I still have a book club with my mother, and this allows us to maintain our connection through our busy lives by discussing books together. Children who value books are motivated to read on their own, and they will likely to continue to practice independent reading throughout the rest of their lives. And reading is the key to lifelong learning. So by making sure you set aside 20 minutes a day to read with your child, you can help set your child up to be a lifelong learner. Thank you.